Hello and welcome back to the new episode of Conversations with You. इस पॉडकास्ट सीरीज में हम लोग बात करते हैं हमारे आसपास के कुछ जाने अनजाने लोगों से जिन्होंने अपने लाइफ के किसी स्फीयर में कुछ अलग बात की है, कुछ हटके कुछ ऐसा किया है कि हम लोग भी उनसे इंस्पायर हो सके ताकि अपनी स्टूडेंट लाइफ को, अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ को और प्रोडक्टिव और बेटर बना पाए. First of all, I would like to thank you all for the wonderful response that you gave for the first episode of Conversations with You. It was a wonderful episode with Tarshal and आप लोग भी they were really encouraging. Thank you so much. आज के एपिसोड में हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं नदीम भाटी के साथ. Now, for me, Nadeem Bhatti is a final year computer science and engineering student from Government College of Engineering, Amravati. But in professional terms, Nadeem Bhatti is a working software engineer at the age of 22, even before he has graduated engineering college. He is currently working at Bangalore full time without even having completed his graduation. This is mind blowing. I have known Nadeem for the last 3 years, and since then I have seen him growing and I have seen him inspiring many other people from our college and also beyond. So आज हम लोग बात करने वाले हैं नदीम भाटी के साथ ताकि हम लोग जान पाए कि what is he up to these days, about his career, how it started in the domain of blockchain, and what are the ways you as a student, as a new graduate can get yourself ahead in this new field of blockchain. ये वीडियो आप तक पहुंचाया है क्रिएटर्स डेमोक्रेसी इस यूट्यूब चैनल ने, जहां मेरे जैसे अपकमिंग यूट्यूबर्स आत्मनिर्भरता की तरफ अपना पहला कदम बढ़ा रहे हैं. अगर आपको ये कंटेंट पसंद आए तो जरूर सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और इसको अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए ताकि आप हमें हमारे मिशन में आगे बढ़ा पाए.
Nadeem, thanks for coming to the podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Nadeem, लॉकडाउन कैसे चल रहा है अभी आपका? मतलब कंपनी का काम क्या स्ट्रीमलाइंड है या फिर कुछ इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, क्या है?
Living at home, working at home, can't complain. Efficiency तो बराबर है जितनी पहले थी अभी, और सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर्स का ऐसा है कि जब जितना पहले काम मिल रहा था उससे सॉर्ट ऑफ ज़्यादा ही मिल रहा है, वर्किंग आवर्स बढ़ गए.
ओहो, तो लॉकडाउन से बाकी लोगों को आराम ज़्यादा मिल रहा है लेकिन आपका ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है मुझे.
नहीं, क्योंकि हमारा काम ज़्यादा ऑनलाइन रहता है, जहाँ जिसके लैपटॉप्स वगैरह हैं वो घर पे लेके आ गए हैं, जिनके सिस्टम्स हैं वो सॉर्ट ऑफ रिमोटली कंट्रोल करके अपने ऑफिस में चला रहे हैं. सो हमें लॉकडाउन से इसकी एफिशिएंसी पे आई गेस ज़्यादा इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ा.
So now let's head back to the main topic of our conversation today. So that is demystifying blockchain and the opportunities जो students के लिए है, हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. So Nadeem जो है, he's been working on blockchain technology since second year. So अभी for a layman, अगर मैं कोई भी random student हो who's not from CSE, doesn't know about blockchain, Nadeem, what exactly is blockchain, उसके basics and उसके uses क्या है? Why do we use blockchain? Can you please tell us something?
Well, if we try a very basic definition, we could say that blockchain is an immutable ledger. It's just that whenever it is a ledger, it is a record of things, and once you register something onto the ledger, it can't be unregistered. So it is permanent, and we have a lot of applications of something which is immutable. So on a very basic level, we could say that this is the definition of blockchain. As we progress more into the field, we understand that there are many other definitions depending upon the complexity of things. Blockchain is also a distributed ledger technology because it is at its core distributed. And if we get deeper into it, we could say that it is a replicated state machine. But I understand that the conversation we are having right now is for beginners only. So जो students आ रहे हैं फील्ड में उनके लिए ये ही sufficient है कि एक sort of database है, but ऐसा database है जिसमें ज़्यादा डेटा जाता नहीं है, ना ही जाना चाहिए. तो हम बस उसका रिकॉर्ड रखते हैं. जैसे पुराने टाइम पे मुंशी लोग एक रिकॉर्ड रखते थे वो ये बताता है कि ट्रांजैक्शन कहाँ से कहाँ पे किसको हुआ, वैसा सॉर्ट ऑफ रिकॉर्ड है और परमानेंट है. So practically it is not hackable, but yeah, in theory it can be.
सो आप ऐसा बोल रहे हो कि जो बही खाता होता था उसी का एक डिजिटल फॉर्म है एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड फॉर्म है, सो इट इज़ काइंड ऑफ फुल प्रूफ, कैन वी से?
Yes, nothing like there are a lot of other systems that replicate that structure जो बही खाता होता था, जो हम accounting में use करते हैं and everything. But there is a lot of trust going on between parties. If multiple parties are involved in a business, then दोनों अपने end पे रखेंगी और फिर उसके बाद में they could end up in a conflict और उस conflict को resolve करेंगी. और when it comes to this sort of a trustless environment जहाँ पे multiple parties involved हैं, उस टाइम पर ये रिकॉर्ड ज़्यादा काम में आता है क्योंकि that this is a sort of a single source of truth, so you can just see that. So you can understand कि ब्लॉकचेन के जैसे मेजरली दो पार्ट्स होते हैं, जो बिजनेस ब्लॉकचेन्स होती हैं जो बिजनेस के लिए यूज़ में आती हैं, और दूसरी ब्लॉकचेन्स होती हैं पब्लिक ब्लॉकचेन्स जो like applications are cryptocurrency, so जो दूसरे transactions के यूज़ में आती हैं, but जो अभी हमने डिस्कस किया that is like more relevant towards business blockchains.
ओके, एक क्लैरिफिकेशन मुझे चाहिए नदीम आपसे, जो बाकी लोगों को भी ये डाउट होगा कि बिटकॉइन, क्रिप्टो करेंसी एंड क्रिप्टोग्राफी, हाउ आर दीज थ्री टर्म्स कनेक्टेड टू ब्लॉकचेन?
Okay, cryptocurrencies, all cryptocurrencies are applications of blockchain. They are built on blockchain. The concept involved in them is of blockchain. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is an application of blockchain. Then when it comes to cryptography, that is a completely different field of study. But blockchain, like cryptocurrencies, use that cryptography. So a lot in hashing, in a lot of things for identification and stuff like that. So that is how cryptography is involved in cryptocurrency.
दैट्स
Blockchain as a whole
इंटरेस्टिंग.
have a lot of cryptography involved. In basically any blockchain you choose, you will have to face some sort of identification in terms of some cryptography going on.
ऑलराइट, सो साउंड्स रियली इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इंट्रिगिंग. नाउ मैं तो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड टेलीकम्युनिकेशंस का स्टूडेंट हूँ, लेकिन जो सी एस आई टी के स्टूडेंट्स हैं दे शुड रियली ग्रास्प व्हाट नदीम इज सेइंग. वन थिंग इज नदीम कि ये जो फील्ड है, मैंने जो जितना सुना है कि इट्स एन emerging field. So you got into this field in second year, that is almost 2 years back. So what I want to know is, एज अ करियर ऑप्शन, व्हेन डिड यू डिसाइड कि मुझे को ब्लॉकचेन में ही करियर बनाना है, या फिर व्हाट मोटिवेटेड यू? वाज इट एन आर्टिकल, वाज इट अ वीडियो, ब्लॉग, व्हाट वाज इट? हाउ डिड यू गेट इन दिस फील्ड?
Right. So, sort of, I started out with blockchain in first year itself. I got to hear about it, and I sort of started reading upon it. But I was already doing a lot of other things as well. So I was doing some Android development, some uh, starting out with web development, and experimenting with a lot of things. So I was just trying to, get my mojo to understand which is the field that I want to work on. And after I did my first internship, I was working in at for a blockchain startup in my second year. So I was working as a front end developer, also sort of dabbing into database management and backend. I sort of got serious about blockchain because of the fact that it is so new. You get a very, stable platform to speak your words, because there are no experts in this field of like around, let's say, 10 years, 12 years that you might encounter, and in even companies as well. If you have a valid point, it will be heard, because even if someone is very experienced than you, they are sort of looking into the same source material that you can. So that is sort of like equal grounds that an emerging technology provides to a newcomer. You can, put your ideas forward. So that was really motivating for me at the start. But later on, as I delved deeper into blockchain, I understood more about it. I understood what blockchain stands for, and the decentralization, taking away control from a single party and dividing it between people, is sort of a thing that I'm more motivated towards building. So that sort of also got me more into it, because the initial reason I got into it was not very good, you could say, but yeah, it is sort of tempting. But later on, as you go more into it, you got the experience that you needed. Now you understand that there is more to it than just a technology. There is a moral high ground as well. So yeah, so that are some of the reasons.
नाउ मतलब आप ये जो सब बता रहे थे, वन एक क्वेश्चन मुझे जनरली भी ये आया कि डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन आप जब बात करते हो, सो इज दिस टेक्नोलॉजी रिमोटली रिलेटेड टू द सिलिकॉन वैली में जो बताया है डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड इंटरनेट, इज इट समवेयर रिलेटेड टू दिस,
Yeah.
हाउ इज इट सिमिलर?
Yeah, exactly. So, in the final season or final two seasons of Silicon Valley, they touched on this idea of blockchain, and what they basically said is somewhat related to blockchain as well. Yes.
So you started in second year, third year, and these two summers I think you were working as an intern, and in the mid time I think you were working as a freelancer as well. So can you tell us कि what were your baby steps? आपने कैसे सीखा है थोड़ी थोड़ी चीज़ें जो है इस टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड, आप अभी जहाँ पे हो, so what were the baby steps that you took?
Well, I started early on. जो एक स्टूडेंट को अंडरस्टैंडिंग सॉर्ट ऑफ हो जाती है जो स्टूडेंट्स को दे स्टार्ट अर्ली ऑन, that was like my understanding कि the syllabus that we are being taught is sort of outdated, and specifically in CSIT branches where things get outdated so early on, and you can't basically teach stuff at this point of time. You have to learn it by yourself. So this is वो एक प्रैक्टिस जो सेल्फ लर्निंग की है, वो एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो खुद आती है कि मेरे को लाइक सॉर्ट ऑफ आई हैव दीज टारगेट्स दैट आई वांट टू अचीव in this amount of time.
Right.
So these are some of the practices that I used to follow from early days. So I sort of carried forward to my colleges as well. In my first year, we started coding in C, but at the same time, I sort of understood the concept and delved more into object-oriented technology to understand what objects are. So that is not something that is taught in the first year, and that is sort of basically on very basic level taught in the second year. So specifically to in our college, I'm saying. So I sort of wanted a head start into things. Started with very basic web development, and later on, participated in my college fest Rajulan as well, with the capacity that I had by building the Android application. That was a very good experience for me, because Android application at that level was sort of very complex, and I already got a code base from previous years, but that was all jumbled up. So a lot of experiences, um, building features from scratch, or improving upon the same features. These are some of the things that I was exposed to at a very early stage because of my involvement in these things. Later on, I applied to a lot of internships, and because of my experiences by building these Android applications, the Android application was posted like on was put on Google Play, and a lot of people downloaded it. That is like the exposure I got, and I put that thing on my resume, and then I got my first internship.
सो मीन्स टेल मी कि सेकेंड ईयर में सेकेंड के बाद आपने इंटर्नशिप की, राइट? वेयर वाज दैट?
That was for a startup in Bangalore. I worked remotely. The product was Magic Slate, and it was sort of a collaboration platform for schools, where you could the like sort of you can track your child's homework. You could also at the same time check the attendance, review schools, and sort of a platform for schools. So that is the sort of hybrid app I worked on. I worked on iOS and Android with Ionic 4, Ionic 3 and Ionic 4.
सो नदीम, मुझको पता है कि आपने सेकेंड ईयर के समर में थ्रू आउट थर्ड ईयर एंड थर्ड ईयर के समर में भी फ्रीलांसिंग और इंटर्नशिप्स की थी. सो कैन यू कंसोलिडेट ऑल दैट एक्सपीरियंस कि आपने कौन से टूल्स सीखे एंड व्हाट वाज इट ओवरऑल लाइक फॉर यू एज अ स्टूडेंट?
Okay, sure. So after my internship ended in my second year, I pretty much decided that I wanted to do blockchain because I was dabbling into it on the side in my free time, and that is why I sort of ended that internship. I was getting an extension on that, but I said that rather than doing a sort of full stack thing, I wanted to delve more into blockchain and understand it. The thing with blockchain is that you need to have some sort of development background as well to build anything. So you want that experience first and then dive into blockchain. So I had that experience at that point of time, the minimum sort of requirement I cleared. So I built something, did some courses, completed specializations to get a good base, then went and got an internship at a startup called Ridgelift Labs. I only had to do research work there, and I usually it's basically consolidating whatever points you found interesting and then trying that into like consolidating those things that you researched into making the main product better.
Okay.
So I researched more into Hyperledger and got interested in that. But at the same time, from last year or something, I was more focused around Ethereum and smart contract development. So I was dabbling both into permissioned and public blockchains. Public Ethereum is a public blockchain, and all Hyperledger blockchains are permissioned. Uh, so later on from that startup, I went to for more research work into uh, CSIR CDRI. It is like a government organization. Here I started out and was also architecting 6 POCs. I had 20 interns under me, and we were making these 6 projects to streamline the process of pharmaceutical supply chain with blockchains. So, getting a more understanding about not just about transactions on a blockchain, more about the real life, other real world problems that blockchain can solve to use that particular single source of truth. So I did that. Later, I got an offer from a Paris-based startup. It's called Latency, and it is based in Paris. And I was the only one working from India. I was working remotely, and it was sort of a very brief period where I worked on Ethereum Swarm, which is a distributed database.
Okay.
So I did that, and then I started my work.
So, can you share with the audience कि you being from a third tier college, Amravati Government College is not a like IITs कि आप apply कर दो आपको मिल जाए. It's not
Right.
like that. So, what was your process like? How did you scout for these opportunities जो इंटर्नशिप एप्लीकेशंस थे वो तुमने किस प्लेटफॉर्म्स को यूज़ किया या फिर लिंक्डइन से? व्हाट वाज योर प्रोसेस लाइक for Ridgelift and CSIR? Can you tell us about these two application processes?
Sure. So first of all, the first internship that I got at Magic Slate was through Internshala. So that was my go-to platform from the
Okay.
start. Because I feel that for people who are coming in, there are a lot more platforms right now than 2 years back. But still, Internshala at that point of time was my go-to platform. I used to apply to a lot of internships, and it was my first internship, so I was kind of desperate to get my hands on something at least to work in the summer. So that was the platform that I chose. Applied to a lot of internships, got rejected a lot, but still sort of got my hands on that internship that I did on the my first one. So after the first one, the road gets a lot easier. You have an application on Play Store, you have a product that the users are using. Next, I wanted to sort of change streams and delve more into blockchain. And still, Internshala was the platform that got me my second internship, and it was a sort of a 2 months thing. Apart from that, from my contacts at LinkedIn, I used to get by approaching them, or put people put up like requirements that they want for freelance work. So I used to get some freelance work, some small projects in blockchain that I could submit, some POCs or some research work that I could do. So these are some of the things that I did. By gathering some sort of experience that I got. The CSIR thing also I got by contacting on LinkedIn and Internshala. I saw the opening on Internshala, contacted on LinkedIn. These sort of things. So you have to like sort of use multiple platforms to get your point across. Uh, with Latency, I got it through AngelList. AngelList is sort of a bit more um, advanced platform for people who have gained experience in the particular sort of field, not for people who.
And I think it's focused for startups,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is
actually, right?
focused on
Isn't it?
startups, and many international startups are there. So it is not like the pay is really good. So it's not like they are sort of exploiting you or anything. If you have experience, you can cross the interview process. Then the pay is really good, and you get a lot of like good experience, because there's also the factor of working for an international company, not just for a, a local company, because uh, there you understand a lot more things. You understand the mentality of people across borders, and how things work with sort of an international team. So these are some of the things that are very important and sort of a valuable experience. So these were some of the platforms that I got. The Curl Analytics I thought.
This was a really important input. Yeah, yeah,
So with
continue,
the
continue.
Curl Analytics, I applied through LinkedIn because of the through the job posting that I had.
दैट इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इनपुट दैट यू सेड कि आप जब इंटरनेशनल कंपनीज के साथ वर्क करते हो तब आपको वहाँ के एस जो है स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर्स वो क्या अडॉप्ट करते हैं, ठीक है, उनकी वर्किंग मेथड्स क्या है, नॉट जस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी आप सीखते हो बट हाउ टू वर्क, ये भी कुछ स्किल्स है जो आप इन लोगों से कहीं और जब आप वर्क करते हो ओवरसीज रिमोट वर्क करते हो देन यू लर्न दिस. So this is a very important point for the audience as well.